Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I am going to tell you my 5 favorite spots in the world that are not necessarily known by many digital nomads, but these are one of the best places where you can go to as a digital nomad, and also these spots are all insanely affordable as well. Let's start. The first spot is one of my favorites in the whole world, and it is Ko Lanta in Thailand. It is an island south in the country. It is in the province of Krabi, and it is a destination that is not very well known by digital nomads like Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, Phuket, and all those different types of islands that I also visited, but Ko Lanta was my favorite. Of course, I am not maybe a regular digital nomad because I am more introverted. I like my peace, I like nature, I like to do stuff alone as well. But for me, it was just the perfect paradise, and there are a couple reasons why. First spot in this list is one of my absolute favorite spots on the entire planet, and it is Ko Lanta in Thailand, the island of Ko Lanta. It is in South Thailand, in the province of Krabi, and it is one of the unknown islands of Thailand. It is near Koh Phi Phi, but it doesn't have the amount of tourists, digital nomads and expats like Koh Phangan, Koh Samui, Phuket, Koh Phi Phi and other places. I visited many islands in Thailand, and for me Ko Lanta was the perfect paradise because it has pristine beaches. You can watch the sunset, and there aren't as many tourists as in other places. And maybe I am not the usual type of digital nomad, not a regular one, because I am introverted and I like my peace. I like to find relaxing places, even on the beach where there are no other people. And so on many islands in Southeast Asia you can't really do that, but on Ko Lanta you can do that in many spots. But if you want to socialize and if you want party, there are great places like the Mushroom Bar, for example, and there is a complete beach with bars. But on the other side of the island there is an old town which is very beautiful, and I was also really enjoyed cycling through the island. Actually, my very first trip to Southeast Asia was to Ko Lanta when I recovered from the Lyme disease, and I traveled a bit around Europe, and then I headed to Ko Lanta and I fell in love with the place. And since then I went back, and I also brought my wife with me, and now it's her favorite place as well in Thailand. So I highly recommend to check it out. And in my opinion, Ko Lanta also has great food options, and also if you have a family and you're traveling with family, it is a much more laid-back island than the other ones, so you should definitely check it out. There is great options to do bike riding, and also there is a beautiful scenery on the island. The ocean is great, so I highly recommend to check it out. Accommodation prices, in my opinion, are very affordable, like more affordable than on other islands. I found accommodation in the first time for $150 for an entire month, and it included the Wi-Fi and the electricity. It was a small bungalow, but I loved it, and I didn't need anything else. And when I went back with my wife, we found a great bungalow with a little bit more amenities on the beach, completely on the beach, for $350 for a month, which was, in my opinion, a very good price. And so I was pleasantly surprised, because I was there 3 years ago, and I just went back recently, and the prices were still great, so it was a great experience. So you can find accommodation for around $5 to $15 even, and for a day, and it is awesome. Check it out. The second place is El Nido, Palawan. This island, the island of Palawan, is in the Philippines. It is in the southern Philippines, and you can go with a direct flight from Manila. It is a short flight and cheap as well. We loved the flight and the island of Palawan as well. The capital is Puerto Princesa, which is like a mediocre town in my personal opinion. We stayed there for 2 weeks, and if you want to work and just eat and do some, simple basic stuff, it is great. But if you want to do more activities, all of the great activities are more like outside of the town. So I don't recommend it for you as a destination like Ko Lanta, where you can just go to the beach from your hostel, because in Puerto Princesa there are no beaches really. There's a great walk along the ocean, and it has a great friendly atmosphere, but it is not great for swimming. So this is why El Nido, on the same island, El Nido is one of the hottest places I think in Southeast Asia, or it should be, because we were completely blown away by that little charming town, the whole bay of Korong, and just the whole area was so beautiful. Like, if you check out my website, you can see some pictures that we took in El Nido. And also you can do so many more activities there, like kayaking was the best experiences we had in Southeast Asia. And it was completely by surprise. We actually rented a kayak for a full day for $5, which is a very good price, and it was a quality kayak. And you can go kayak in the bay between the little islands. You can hop in the water at any time. There are some islands with also bars, so you can buy some drinks. It was like a dream come true for a kayaking enthusiast like me. And so I highly recommend it, because it was great to work from there. We actually rented a place for $15 a night that had view to the bay of Korong, and the sunsets from there were so freaking beautiful. You can also check out, I am going to upload some pictures of those sunsets as well, and they were just so beautiful. We couldn't believe it is a $15 per night hotel or accommodation. So the internet was also reliable, which was not always reliable at some parts of the Philippines, so that is a big plus as well for work and stuff. There were plenty of stores, even some bigger ones, which was good because El Nido is a smaller town. We all loved the food there. We had some favorite restaurants that we can't wait to go back to, so I highly recommend for you to check it out. Third spot is Cartagena, Colombia, South America. Now, my channel might be not for everyone, because I am kind of a wider traveler. I don't just go to places that considered safe by the the US or UK like government and stuff. I go to places that are considered completely unsafe, and most of the time I have the best time in those places as well, because news and all those kind of stuff is usually paints a much worse picture than it is, especially if you take precautions. So Cartagena, Colombia was one of my favorite spots in South America and in the entire world. And there are a couple reasons why. Cartagena actually has a very charming vibe to it, as for its history, its culture, and its colonial buildings as well. Like, there are many of these beautiful, colorful buildings, and these streets with cafes and everything. And also there is the cathedral, which is for me, it was very interesting. And from Cartagena, you can go and visit the Rosario Islands, which are just great to do diving, snorkeling, and you can go to a secret place that I haven't seen so many tourists go to, but we spent 2 weeks there, 2 entire weeks, on the island of Tierra Bomba, which is just off the coast of Cartagena, and it is a party island, and we are not like very social people, but just sitting, in front of our place in comfortable Colombian chairs, because they are making the best chairs in the entire world. I don't know how, but those are the best ones on the Caribbean coast of Colombia, and just watching all this party going on and music. It was just somehow, I really like nature and like relaxing sounds of the rain and trees, but I don't know why for 2 weeks we have just been there, and we ate, we listened to the music, we went to swim in the ocean, in the Caribbean Sea, and it was just a great vibe overall, and I think many people would like it. Also in Cartagena, the food is amazing. Like, I know many of you know that Cartagena is known for its gastronomy, and we couldn't wait to try it out. And yes, it has one of the best food in all of South America and all over the world. It is just a gastronomy hub, and so I really recommend for you to try out as many street foods and restaurants, as many places as you can, because it is awesome. And if you take the necessary precautions at any bigger city in the world, then you are going to be fine, because Cartagena is actually not a very dangerous city. And yeah, I highly recommend to check it out and have a good time there. Also, the accommodation is not as cheap in Southeast Asia, of course, because South America is a little more expensive. If you don't go to the worst areas, where we actually went at the first time when we were there, we actually stayed at a brothel, and it was one of the most embarrassing situations of my life, but that place cost like $7 per night in Cartagena, which is very, very cheap. If you've been there, you know. It was a very bad area, and of course we walked there from the center, so at night, with backpacks, with all of our stuff, and they thought that my lovely wife is working lady who I want to just bring back to the hotel for an hour, and they couldn't believe that I can hire her for an entire night. And we tried to explain that we are together, we just want a cheap place to sleep. It was a very interesting experience, but then when they realized what we were talking about, they were laughing there as of. So you can find apartments in the very good part of Cartagena for around $20 per night, but then you have some great ocean view and stuff. And of course, there are some very expensive high-end high-rises in Cartagena as well, and resorts on Tierra Bomba. So if you have the budget, you can have fun as much as you want. The next spot is a very affordable paradise on the island of Sri Lanka, and it's called Mirissa. It is a small laid-back town. We traveled around Sri Lanka for 3 months, and it was our favorite beach town. It is absolutely amazing, and actually we think it is one of the best beach towns in Southeast Asia, and it is now quite popular among tourists and digital nomads, but not as popular as like beach towns in Thailand and Vietnam and Bali. But Mirissa is just a laid-back town in the south side of the country, and you can do surfing there. You can go whale watching. The water is, in my opinion, the best in all of Sri Lanka. It has some amazing spots to watch the sunsets, and the whole vibe was just so good that we extended our stay in Mirissa, and we want to go back there as well. We have so many spots in the world that I am now sharing with you, where you are going to go back, and we actually already went back to multiple of these spots multiple times. The food is great in Mirissa and very affordable. Based on our experiences, it is more affordable than in Unawatuna and other Sri Lankan towns. I don't know why. There are also some great pizza spots, and which was a great plus for us, there are some great cafes. Because based on our experiences on Sri Lanka, there weren't so many of the great like Italian cafes, and we have seen Lavazza coffee machines everywhere, and it was great to our hearts and our work capabilities. Also, the accommodation was super cheap. It was like 8 to around $15 a night, and we stayed at a place that was $8 a night, and it was so pleasant, and the hosts were so amazing. It was like around 30 meters from the beach, and with a very laid-back vibe, we could just work on the balcony. So we really loved it, and we can really highly recommend to check it out. The internet was also stable, which is always a huge reason for us as for all digital nomads, and I am usually only recommending places that have great internet connection, either with satellite internet or cable internet, because you must have great internet if you want to work as a digital nomad. The last place might be a surprising one. It is Nessebar in Bulgaria. Now, Bulgaria is a smaller country in Europe, in the eastern side of Europe, and it is on the shore of the Black Sea. And Nessebar is a town on the beach. And we spent 1.5 months there. And we also heard that this little country in Eastern Europe is now quite a popular destination with digital nomads, and we completely understand why. It is great for people who like culture, history, and like great cities, because Nessebar has an old town that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that is very beautiful. It goes to the Black Sea, and it is surrounded by the waves, and it is like such a great place to just spend the evening, have a coffee, a pizza. And so we highly recommend it for those people as well who like culture and all this kind of stuff. But also, if you like nature, of course there's the Black Sea, which has really great waves. Times, of course, it is in Europe, so the weather is really changing all year round, but it doesn't get in the -Celsius territory at all. And you have some great mountains pretty close, and the whole country is not very big, so you can explore the entire country while you are there. The internet is great, like in many places in Europe. And the accommodations are super cheap compared to almost all countries in Europe. Like, you can rent an Airbnb, a great one. Like, we had a complete sea view from our balcony and actually from our bedroom as well. It was a 3-room apartment, and we rented it for $25 per night. Of course, it is not the same price as in Southeast Asia, but it is in Europe, so you can't expect those prices. But I think $25 per night for this kind of apartment with all the things like Wi-Fi, electricity, drinking water, it is pretty good. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, from Nessebar, you can go to the airport, the closest airport, by bus or by taxi or by car, or you can walk if you want, and you can go to many European countries, and also like other countries in the region which are completely safe to travel to, and have great heritage, historic monuments. So it has very good connectivity. At some times we even found like $20 airline tickets to random European countries. So it's highly recommended. Check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think these are spots that not everybody is talking about, and I wanted to share one of my favorite hidden gem options as a digital nomad. I recommend for you to subscribe to the channel if you like this video, because I plan to make many of these videos if you liked this one. And also comment, like, if you have any questions, ask me. You can also write on my email, Telegram, whatever. Safe travels.